they're gonna pick their champions in the same order as before. We're gonna see Quinn swap out with Scarlet, and then Scarlet's gonna swap out with Pranjo, and then Scarlet's gonna swap out again with Captain Awesome, and that's probably how we're gonna see her pick her bands.
Yep, so both the teams locking in their previously picked champs.
Yes, so exactly. So we're gonna have to wait another. I guess we're gonna have to wait another 40 minutes until the game actually begins. So
Yeah.
yeah. So there's
Okay,
not really
so
much that thing.
now what I was saying was both of these teams that the comps that they have picked are quite the opposite. Blue team has that bit of an engage from Hecarim, but the team comp mostly relies on disengaging, whereas the purple team looks to go in with the Malphite ult as well as Wukong jumping on top of all of that and knocking people up, and then Thresh coming in, also Malzahar with his heavy DPS that comes out from his snares as well as his Malefic Vision. So yeah, both these team comps, the teams that have picked, both these teams look to, it's kind of the opposite if you look on both the sides.
Exactly. So in the end, the team that's gonna win is not really the team based on their team composition, but based on how they play, because either team composition can beat the other one.
Yeah.
It's almost like an Ari Oriana battle on middle lane.
Ari versus Malzahar. I think the upper hand on this matchup will be on Malzahar since he has that, he can completely snare Ari after 6. If Malzahar reaches 6 before Ari seems to be in a bit of trouble in that mid lane. Also, Quinn against Graves. I've not seen this matchup as of late, so I'm not sure who wins this in this matchup. But I think it'll be a skill-based matchup if you ask me. Since if Mahesh is able to land his hooks, so yeah, it'll be quite a bit of trouble for the bot lane.
I also see a skill-based matchup coming on the mid lane as well, though. Ari's actually known to cream Malzahar if she lands the charm properly. So it literally depends on who lands their skills.
Yeah.
While we look at the jungles right now, we're gonna see a Hecarim jungle, so we're gonna see a farm-heavy jungler right there. While we'll move on to Wukong, we're probably gonna look at it to build some damage and do some damage early on. While TTFU is gonna rely on Malphite to provide the tank. Lasers, however, they actually have Hecarim and Shen to bank on for all the tanking. Quinn doesn't really do as much high damage late game, but then again, neither does Graves. So we're probably going to see this game end somewhere between mid game because that's when both the teams are going to be pushing.
I would like to disagree with you on the statement that you just made. I think Quinn can absolutely one-shot any carry later on in the game with her passive as well as an Infinity Edge. I think she pretty much, I've seen people one-shot, I've seen people playing Quinn who have one-shot the enemy AD carry later on in the game. The same goes for Graves. If he dashes forward with his E, he gets that extra attack speed boost, and the way he crits, I think Graves crits quite a bit, more than the other ADCs. I don't know, it's just me, I think, but yeah, Graves also deals quite a bit of damage in the late game.
Exactly, but neither of them are a Wayne or a Jinx, though.
Yeah, well, come on.
They can't be carried that hard, but what I was saying is they're gonna hit both their damage spikes in the mid game, so that's probably when we're gonna see the game finish up. We're probably not in for a 40-minute long game. This one's probably gonna be down by 30 minutes by looking at the team composition. Either one of the teams might actually collapse sometime during the 20 minutes of the game because that's when the team fights are going to start happening a lot more. And that's when we're going to see the tides actually turning. Because when two teams are so different in terms of team composition against the other, it literally just takes a few team fights for the entire team to fall apart and give away the game.
If you ask me, I think the blue team has a slight advantage early on in the game because of that Hecarim jungle compared to the Wukong jungle. Hecarim in the current jungle has a bit more sustain than Wukong. Wukong will be quite low after he finishes his double buffs as well as clearing his jungle. So he will be looking to go back quite often to get his HP pots and get his HP back. Whereas Hecarim can just keep on farming the jungle and concentrate on ganking the other lanes since he is quite healthy with his W on. W or E, I forgot. His W is the heal, right? The AoE heal that he gets.
Yes, that's definitely what it is.
Yep. So his thanks to his W, Hecarim will be quite healthy in the new jungle compared to Wukong.
Exactly. So So let's talk about the champion loading screen right now. We got 4 goals coming from two lasers and a silver. While we're gonna see 3 goals, one completely unranked and a silver coming up from. So I'm gonna say loading screen advantage goes over to Pew lasers.
Yeah, but then again, this is a team game, so individual elos don't matter. It all depends on
It
how
all
the
depends on the
other
team
team.
synergy.
Yeah, it all depends on the team's energy. And Pew Pew Lasers are the winners of the amateur league. That is where they are playing for a spot in the semi-pro league. So yeah, they have been doing things right. That's why they managed to win the amateur league and they got their chance to get themselves promoted to the semi-pro league. So let's see how they play in this game.
Exactly. I wasn't really giving the win over to any of the team based on their elos, though. I was just saying that the loading screen game
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
already been
No,
played,
I know.
that's
I
been
was just
won
saying.
by. Alright, so the game's going to begin in just a few seconds. We're just gonna wait till Ari connects into the game. Wait,
Yeah,
why is
slowly
she
loading.
connecting? How is she still loading in spectator mode though? Did she disconnect?
No, I think this is like the real time thing. So if they took this long to reconnect into the game, then this is the time that takes for us to load into the game. So that we are exactly at a 3 minute delay.
Alright then. Well, all of the computers loaded pretty fast except for Ari, so we
Yeah.
might see some toaster comments up on all chat at the beginning of the.
I have in fact the chat open in the background. There is nothing there absolutely. So but yeah, nice. I see like 4 skins in Pew Pew Lasers, whereas there is just 1 skin in TTFU.
Well, then again, that Mafia Grave skin does make it up for all the lack of skins. Mafia
Yeah,
Graves
that is a
is
nice
freaking
skin.
badass. All right,
I
so the
like the
games have
noise that it
begun.
makes while shooting. Sorry?
All right, so the games have begun.
Yeah.
With a pause. So
The
another some
pause
more
coming
delay.
in 3 seconds into the game.
Exactly. Now let's see. League of Pauses coming up for Scarlet. Um, and it's because Ari's game probably crashed and
Yeah.
uncrashed. All right, so
So
we have Janet wishing Happy New Year's to everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. Who's watching the ILG? Um, so how long do you think this pause is gonna last?
I think it should last another minute or so because that's the average time that it takes to for people to reconnect into the game. But I thought everybody reconnected. Timsley just insta reconnected after he DC'd.
All right, so welcome everyone to another game of farming spoken by Captain Awesome. It's game 3 once again. It's day 3, game 1. It's versus Pew Pew Lasers versus TTFU. Now, I have a question. Do you have any idea as to what TTFU means?
No freaking clue, my friend. I have no idea what it means.
Exactly. I sort of wish they told us as to what it means because I'm really confused. It sounds a little dirty in my retrospect, the name TTFU.
Yeah, but I think they just came up with a random team name for the tournament, so they
They're
just
like,
put
what did they
whatever
come
the
up with their
fuck.
name? Let's give them random initials. I don't know what they mean. Let's just put it anyway. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they made TT, then they were like, yeah, this doesn't sound cool, let's put something dirty at the end, and then they put FU, so, so that it sounds cooler.
As if TT was not offensive enough.
Nope, let's put an FU at the end.
Finishing up that name.
Anyways, we're still waiting. 2 minutes pause time already gone. I'm not sure which team paused as of yet. Okay,
Exactly. Actually,
so
it's Pew
User
Pew
left your channel.
who called the pause.
yeah, so 2 minutes of pause time already gone from Pew Pew Laser, so they have 3 more minutes left.
Well, more like 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes left still. So nothing much going on, just staring at the pause screen, watching the pause time diminish slowly. Let's
Exactly.
hope Grimsley connects fast.
We're stuck on the red side of the map, and we didn't get time to look anywhere else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well then.
Yep, nothing much to talk about other than SKT1's dismal performance in the recent matches that were going on. Did you see
Well,
those matches?
the SKT
Najin
one
versus
game.
SKT, yeah.
No, I haven't really gotten the chance to see those. I was busy working all day. But
Oh,
tell me how the game went.
I was expecting you to tell me because I didn't watch them either. But from the
User joined your
statuses that I
channel.
saw on the LoL India page, the first game went in favor of Najin, and
User
people
joined
were
your
quite
channel.
disappointed that SKT didn't perform as well. They are like the season 3 world champions, so they have high expectations. But yeah, according to the people, they didn't perform that well. But I saw the second game, and Faker ended up getting a pentakill, and he did quite well in the second game. Sorry, in the
Oh, he
third game.
got a penta in the second game. So who won the series? Who won the
Oh,
game?
sorry. I'm getting info from my roommates that the second game he got benched, but in the third game he got a penta
Oh,
and they ended up winning it. So that was good on SKT once. But
great. I'm more of a European fan myself though. I watch the European LCS like crazy. My favorite team is Alliance right now. With
oh
Froggen and exactly Froggen's like my favorite player. I could never get over that guy.
yeah, Froggen's quite good. I think he's streaming right now. Well, he was streaming an hour ago, so I was watching his stream.
Oh,
Okay, Quinn seems to be calling me out, and he says that I suck. Okay,
well
Captain
then
Awesome. Hmm.
that's very nice, Pranjal Birdie. Thank you for thinking about us casters.
Yeah. Thank you for
Exactly.
telling that I suck.
And we're gonna see Captain Awesome, who's playing Hacker right now. He agrees and gives Birdie a +1.
Yeah, let us just concentrate on these two players for now and point out every mistake they make to make their life more miserable. But it looks like Grimsley is having a bit of trouble just reconnecting into the game and constantly DCing. They have just 1 second left. Okay, PP Laser's pause time has run out over here, but the game doesn't seem to be resuming.
Exactly. They've all used up 5 minutes of their pause time. This has been the longest pause ever, in my opinion. I never pause a game for more than 5 minutes. That's because I never paused a game in my life. I have never pressed the pause button in a league game. I regret my life because I really want to know the power of making 9 other people stop playing at the right moment and raging. Have you
Well,
done
there's
that?
nothing much going on right now, so I doubt anybody's raging. But if you pause at
Exactly.
the right time during the team fight, yeah, it leads to quite a bit of rage and curses.
Exactly.
I think
Right.
there you go. They are resuming the game finally.
Oh, great. So we're gonna see the game finally begin. Um,
Anytime now.
anytime now. Now we're gonna wait for a reply coming from TTFU, and we got it.
Woohoo!
Good
Finally,
luck,
the
says
game's on
Aegis
the way.
Lotus, and the game's underway. Finally, all the teams finally get to buy all their items. We're gonna see Doran's coming up from the AD carries. Doran Shields coming up from the top lane. Regular Doran's coming up from the mid lane, and pretty much regular builds coming all throughout the
Hey,
game.
wake up.
We have
Yeah.
noticed that does not have the cookie. Thresh does not have the power of the cookie, and we're going to see all 5 of the team members from Pew Pew going together in unison onto that bottom lane. They might be looking for an
Yeah,
invade.
Scarlet getting stuck on the turret for a while, so just lagging behind. Malzahar and Malphite deciding to go towards the enemy blue, whereas Graves just keeping an eye out near the entrance. So blue team moving together as a unit, whereas the red team is kind of split up. So the blue team looks to be going for a late invade over here. Maybe they can get a pick off.
Exactly. And Malphite and Malzahar just walked back from the blue side team's blue pit. And we're gonna see Graves coming in almost really close, but they ping out. They see they sort of have the sense in them, and the ward
Oh,
goes away
okay.
immediately.
That was a really nice ward. They just picked up like five five of the blue team heroes right there in the brush.
Exactly,
So
and the
that was a
gank
nice
idea
ward by
completely
Graves.
ruined.
Yeah.
And the game sense, he literally had no vision to tell that there was all 5 of them, but in the end, the little ward out and the little game sense really helped Graves out and avoided the entire invade altogether. By the way, I do want to point out Popstar Ari's recall animation is probably the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Have you heard Morgana's recall animation?
It's kind of scary. It spooks me out every now and then.
Yeah, well, Yeah, my roommate was playing a game with Morgana, and yeah, I just woke up screaming one night because I heard that he called. Anyways, there's like standard lanes going on. Blue start for Corrupt, whereas the blue start for Hecarim as well. Oh, actually, he started Grump, so yeah, he went for that early smite on Grump, and there's another
And
pause.
with almost taking down Grump, we're gonna see another pause into the game. Fail coming up from Quinn. She doesn't want anyone to start resuming the game. And we're going to see another pause coming up for Pew Pew.
No, it's actually Angel's Lotus who
Oh,
paused
it's
this
Angel's
time, so
Lotus
that's
too. Oh, so it's a pause coming down from TTFU.
yep. So, Hecarim starting Grump, whereas Cropped, Wukong deciding to start the blue buff. As you can see, Wukong is already down to half HP, whereas Hecarim still has like 70% of his HP available. So he smited Gromp, so he has the damage return buff on him. He'll be looking to do. I think he'll be going for an invade on the enemy red buff right now.
Exactly, and we see the unpause coming in for a second, and then another pause coming in from, and this time it comes from Team Pew Pew. Grimsley disconnected again. We're pretty
I
sure that
don't.
Grimsley's going through some computer problems right now.
Yeah, but I don't think they have pause time remaining, so TTFU should just resume the game, but they have it paused. Yeah, they're showing good sportsmanship right here by keeping the game paused.
Exactly. Plus, the first few minutes of the game is the most important part of the game. If you're not connected, then you're probably GG for your lane.
Yeah, you're probably losing out on tons of EXP. You're losing out on that early level too, where you can afford to go in and try and get a kill for yourself.
Exactly. Let's look at the farming right now. Three CS coming up from Ari by and just the one coming up from Malzahar. Pretty high farming game that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, the top lane looks to be farming. It looks to be a farming lane. The mid lane also looks to farm up the CS so that they can get that early item lead. Meanwhile,
And
Hecarim doesn't look to do something quite.
oh, and we'll
Look
see
at
lots
the
of
hook
early
landing
aggression
there.
coming in for Quinn, but the hook lands on Quinn, takes a lot more damage than intended.
Yeah, so the trade being won by the purple team right there because of that good hook that Mahesh landed. So that's what I was saying. Quinn as an ADC has her advantages, but I think she has more disadvantages than advantages since most of her skills require her to go into melee range and thus exposing herself. So you can see the burst
Exactly,
coming
but
out
we're
from
seeing
Quinn after she reached that early level 2.
exactly a lot of damage coming in from Quinn, especially with the passive really going crazy on the enemy team.
Yeah. Oh wow, this looks to be
And
like a league of pauses.
yeah, again, once again, we're going to see another pause. This time, once again, coming from TTFU, and we're going to see for the fifth time Grimsley being disconnected from the game.
Yeah, and speaking about junglers, Hecarim started his Grumps, he did his Blue, then he did his Wolves, and now he is doing his what are those called? Raptors? Yeah, he's doing his Raptors, and now he'll be looking to take his red buff. Whereas Wukong, he finished his Blue, then he went for his Wolves, and now he's doing his Raptors also. Hecarim's level 3, whereas Wukong is just level 2. He just used the smite. Now his smite is gonna come off CD, whereas Hecarim still has the smite up, so Hecarim will be at like
Going up
his
for that
HP
red
will be
buff.
quite high, so he can gank any lane in the next like a minute or so.
He might most definitely go for that red buff as well right now, but oh no, he does not have a health pod. That would be slightly risky. I went on a game today myself as Rek'Sai. I don't have a level 30 account yet in Garena, so I
Okay.
started so I started jungling, and I took the Krugs, and I moved on to the Wolves, to the Raptors actually, and I subsequently died.
Yeah.
It was very embarrassing. I
Since you don't have a level 30 account, I think you don't have runes and masteries. Jungling in this new patch is hard as it is, and
I
if you
had I
jungle
had AP
without runes and masteries.
runes. I had
Okay, so
ability
if
power
you do
runes on
that.
Rek'Sai, so it didn't really work out much for me.
Yeah, you need those runes to help you out as much as you can in the new jungle because it's ruthless, honestly.
Exactly. I don't even have a full rune page yet, so all
Yeah.
those. although his ability power just not really gonna do anything for me. So the game's almost over. So we've seen almost 10 minutes, 13 minutes into the game. It's actually only been 3 minutes total in game with already 10 minutes of pause time. I feel like I should have taken a nap.
Yeah, I think the viewers also seem to agree with you. They also are gonna be falling asleep really soon if this game doesn't resume. But Ari seems to reconnect this time.
Exactly. So we might see Ari actually coming back into the game.
Yeah, Malphite on the other hand seems like he's dancing like a donkey and singing like a frog. I'm not really sure what that means, but yeah, looks like he finds it funny.
Yes, exactly.
Game still paused. I don't know why it hasn't still been resumed since Sari has reconnected on my screen at least. Looks like he's having troubles yet again. There we go,
Now we're
finally.
gonna see. Oh, we're gonna see a noob coming in finally. Let's hope that Ari does not disconnect again. Okay, finally back into the game. We're gonna see Quinn taking a little bit of CS. Quinn and Graves are pretty neck and neck right now in terms of trades and how much damage they're doing. But or are we gonna see a lot of poke coming in? Fresh comes in with the hook. Quinn is in like a slight amount of danger right now with very low health.
He still has his heal up, so he should be quite okay if they decide to go in. That's a nice heal bait coming out from Quinn, but managed to lose the trade in the end.
Exactly. Alright, so I'm looking on the top lane right now. Very interesting matchup. We're gonna see farming. We're gonna see Shen farming and focusing mostly on the farming. And we're gonna see Malphite also focusing on the farming, not really bothering each other because they both know how
Yep.
pointless it is to attack the other.
And they don't have ignites also, so the kill potential is way, way, way down.
Ooh, we're
Unless
gonna see another
both.
hook coming in from Quinn. The flame misses. It hits nothing at all. But that does leave Quinn very low on health.
Quinn still low, deciding to stay there. Francis doing nubs or steal.
And
In
Queen
comes
coming
my
in.
play lands.
Quinn decides to go very aggressive back on. The exhaust falls up on Thresh. And they just seem to fall back. Did you notice the exhaust on Thresh? Shouldn't that have gone on to Graves to actually counteract and make something out of it?
Not really. I don't think they would have if they would have been able to kill since I think both of them know that Birdie has his heal still up. Birdie holding on to that heal till the last second. But gods must be crazy, taking a clear advantage in this lane thanks to Mahesh and his hooks. He will be picking. He will be able to pick up a bit of CS and also an experience advantage in that lane. Meanwhile, we
Alright.
see Wukong moving towards the top lane,
Gonna move
looking
up
to
towards that
gank.
top lane right now, and Shen is having a pretty good time on the top lane right now, but we're gonna see what this gank actually does to it.
Yeah.
And he just walks away just like nothing happened.
Hecarim on the other hand, managing to get the flash out of Malzahar right there.
Exactly, and now we're gonna see Hecarim. Is he gonna use his game sense and realize that Wukong's actually at the Krugs right now? The
Yeah.
jugglers are very close to one another right now, and Hecarim does go in for the attack. Wukong just hits
Okay.
level 4 though. But then
You
again, the
see a
red buff.
slugfest going on in there. Hecarim coming on top with that red buff and his
Ooh, and that's like
constant
really
Qs.
close
He keeps
right now.
chasing Wukong. Wukong manages to get out with just 2 bars of HP left, and here comes Captain Awesome. Shen also deciding to move towards to help out his friendly Hecarim.
Exactly, Captain Awesome and Captain Awesome X nearly coming up into a clash, but they both back off just in time.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see Scarlet going back and grabbing herself a few more wards as well as a health crystal, whereas Thresh sticking with that Doran's blade, still not having backed. Oh wait, he did back. He picked up
He picked up a Doran's
Shield, yeah, as well
He
as his
picked up a Doran's
teleport.
shield and another ward. We're looking at double Doran's blades coming up from Quinn, while Graves already has his pickaxe going.
Yeah, that's the advantage that he gained by sending Quinn back early. We also see
Exactly.
a clear disparity in the CS. Graves has 44 CS, whereas Quinn
While
just
Quinn
has
has only
28.
28.
Yeah. Both
Alright,
in
so
terms of this. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so let's look at the middle lane right now. Very even matchup. They're pretty much equal in CS. Ari with 40 to 37. Oh, but we're gonna see a hook coming up from
hook
Mahesh
landing there.
again.
The exhaust
Mahesh has been landing hooks left, right, and center. The blind comes in, stops Graves from dealing a little bit of damage. Will Quinn make it out in time for the save? The ult comes in from Shen.
Baiting the
and
heal out,
Shen
holding on to...
making sure they live. The taunt's gonna come up, and first blood goes to Hecarim. Graves has to flash out, and this is a turnaround with the gank and the teleport coming in from Shen. This is gonna put Quinn back into a much more comfortable spot.
Okay, so that's the advantage of having a Shen in your team. Quinn holding on to his heal till the last second, and
Ooh,
okay,
we're gonna see an
meanwhile
ult
Lance is
coming up
loaded.
from Malzahar. That's gonna be a dead Ahri right now. Angel Lotus takes up the kill on Grimsley.
So, Malzahar just going all in the moment he reached his level 6 and managing to get the kill on Ari. He just landed, he barely was in range for his ult and he decided to go for it, and he knew he had enough damage to kill Ari with his ult as well as his Malefic Visions and his Ignite.
Exactly, so one funny thing that we noticed just now, the bottom lane brush actually had two red team brushes, wards there at the same time. They both disconnected at the same time too. A little bit of poke coming in from Quinn, but that doesn't really do much. Diana does not bother
Scarlet
to
looks
shield.
to be AFK right here.
Exactly, she did not bother to give Quinn that
Okay.
Wow, so we're gonna see a little bit of disconnection hitting right now, but Graves and Trash does fall back just in time. Are we gonna see a pause? I'm pretty sure they're out of pause time, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So 3 people DCing in Pew Pew lasers. This team looks like to be in quite a bit of trouble because of all these internet issues.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that they need to get a new internet service provider, and we're gonna see an E coming up from Quinn, and that's when the game goes on. Pause.
Yeah, looks like Kansas Lotus, the enemy team is pausing for the blue team right now. So that's good sportsmanship, but I don't think that's allowed right here.
Exactly. We already had 12 minutes of pause right now this entire game. Do you think this game will actually cross the 30-minute pause time?
At the rate at which it is going right now, I think it may very well cross the 30-minute. I think it may very well cross the 1 hour pause time if there was any.
Let's just hope that this game actually does not last an hour, because it's been quite a long game, and I already called that this game would have been over in 20 minutes, in 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it's already like what 20 minutes into the game and just 8 minutes in game time, but it's like 12 minutes in pause time. So the game was going as expected. We would have seen some more excitement going on around the map. Okay, let's talk about the items for a while. Both the junglers going for the Tailblazer enhancement, where both of them going for the Ranger's Tailblazer with that lasting smite.
Exactly, and we're actually going to look at Wukong going on for the Warrior enchantment. Catalyst the Protector coming up from Malzahar, while we see a Sorcerer Shoes coming up from Ari. A Ruby Crystal also picked up from that Malzahar. Malzahar really wants to stay tanky throughout this whole game and maintain that sustain. Quinn still has not backed, still holding on to those 2 Doran's Blades and a Mana Potion, while Graves is still holding on to that Pickaxe. Giant's Belt came in from Shen just now, and a Glacial Shroud coming in from Malphite. And we're gonna see the top lane exchanging a few blows. Okay, so now we're gonna see a Sheen coming up from Hecker, and an early Sheen going for that damage, going for those ganks and dealing lots of high damage at the in such a short time. They're trying to match the burst coming up from the other team in the mid game.
Yeah, since Shen seems to be going full tank, Hecarim doesn't need to build that tanky early in the game, so Hecarim just opting for that early bit of damage by buying himself a Sheen. He also gains a good bit of clear speed with that Sheen in the jungle, so he'll be farming quicker than before. Meanwhile, Wukong on the other hand, I think he'll be completing his jungle item first and then he'll be going for some other core.
Probably going for the Warrior enchantment, and we're gonna see Quinn almost having nothing to go for. That's gonna be a decimation for Quinn, deleted off of the map from just a few mistakes. That's an easy kill for Graves.
Jana just left her ADC for a while, just going to clear that ward out. Mahesh picking up that Quinn is alone in the lane and just goes in with Graves and gets that easy kill in the end.
And we're gonna see
Wukong,
Wukong coming up on the red side of Pew Pew's jungle. We're gonna see what happens right now. He has been spotted out by a ward, and Ari does get vision of it.
Wukong just moving out after that. There's a good bit of ward coverage coming out from the red team. There's like two pink wards, one in the bottom side river. There's one more in the jungle entrance towards the red side for the purple team. Also, there's one ward right there near the dragon for the blue team, so that the purple team doesn't manage to sneak in any early dragons.
Exactly, and we're gonna see another hook coming in from Mahesh. He's been getting hooks left, right, and center this entire game.
Yeah, but Graves went there just to clear out the pink ward, so he wasn't there to capitalize on that hook. So nothing much coming out of it.
Exactly. So now we're 11 minutes into the game. Now we're gonna see Quinn coming back with a BS sword right now. So that's gonna be a lot of early game damage that Quinn needs right now to be able to lane properly and do some extra damage during team fights and ganks.
Yeah, you can already see with the Channa shit. Oh my god,
another Q.
The box coming in.
Exactly, and actually predicts the juke coming in from Quinn.
Okay, so I think Mahesh has been able to land almost all his hooks. As I was saying, Mahesh has been playing Thresh almost entirely. This tournament, okay, Angel Lotus just going on to Ari in the mid lane. Lots of action happening around the map right now.
Exactly, Ari does not have her ultimate with her right now, so she had to use the flash to get out of that sticky situation.
On the top lane, Legend as well as Captain Awesome, both of them just trading a bit and then backing off again. But Shen, since he doesn't have that mana problem, he has been constantly harassing Captain Awesome over here. And that clearly shows in the HP bars.
Alright, so now we're gonna see a little bit of a push coming up from the mid lane from Wukong and Malzahar, and the middle turret is almost gone in terms of health. There's almost nothing left.
Yeah. Okay, Ping's going towards Wukong over there. He got picked up on the blue ward, so the blue team knows exactly where Wukong is. And that's a really good trade by the bottom lane for the blue team.
Scarlet literally deals a lot of damage to that Graves, leaving almost nothing left.
Yeah, Scarlet with her shield as well as the passive proc on Quinn dealt quite a bit of damage on Graves right there.
Exactly.
Okay, so the red team is moving towards the dragon right now, looking to get a bit of vision in and around the dragon pit, save themselves from a gank as well as gaining vision and some control over that part of the jungle. So they managed to place a deep ward and they will be looking to back up into the lane. They're also going for the scuttle crab to get that extra bit of movement speed also.
Is that what everyone calls him nowadays, scuttle crab?
It's what it is called. It's called scuttle crab.
I thought it was called the Ritz Scuttler.
Is it? Okay, I don't know.
It's called the Ritz Scuttler, but everyone lovingly calls it the
scuttle crab or something.
Scuttle crab? Yeah, exactly. Out of love. Okay, so back. We're gonna see a few backs coming up from the mid lane. Ari comes back with a Negaton cloak, with a slight lead in CS, but the kill advantage does go over to Malzahar. Malzahar's still in lane, and we're gonna see a blue invade coming up from the blue team. Probably doesn't know what's gonna happen, and that's gonna be an easy kill for Hecarim. Hecarim is sitting pretty with 2 kills right now.
Yeah, and Krupp completely oblivious to the gang that was happening over there. He kept on hitting the blue buff, although there were 3 people moving in on him. And this looks like an easy dragon for the blue team.
Oh well, we're gonna see the counterattack coming up, and Mukesh with another hook in time. The ultimate comes in from Hecarim. Quinn comes in for the slow. They're gonna go back and move into dragon, but I'm gonna see Quinn actually coming in. Gonna go try to take that kill. That's Shen with the kill.
Yeah, the global presence of Shen coming in handy over there. He has saved his teammates twice over there with his ult, and Malphite, on the other hand, hasn't been able to use his TP that effectively. He had it on CD since he used it to go back into lane after Shen harassed him quite a bit. So Malphite still farming that top lane. Even though he was left alone twice in the top lane, he's still like 10 CS behind, so that's not a good sign.
Exactly, but then again, Malphite doesn't really have the best wave clear right now for all the champions in League of Legends. A little bit of brawl coming in from Shen and Malphite, but that doesn't really lead to much.
Yeah. Anyways, as we see in the jungle, there's a CS lead again in favor of the blue team, which clearly shows in the goal lead that they have for the entire team. Hecarim picking up those Merc treads as well as the Sheen and a cloth armor. I think he'll be building it into a Randuin's. Wukong on the other hand completing his jungle item, the Ranger's Tailblazer with the Warrior enhancement, and he has a early pink ward just to get that early vision on the enemy jungle. Then we have Janna who has completed her Nomad's medallion and a Sidestone, as well as I think she'll be going for a Morellonomicon or a Chalice. Oh wait, no, she is going for a, what's that called? Mikhail's. Yeah,
An
she
Abyssal
will be
Scepter.
going for a Mikhail's, I think.
Oh, you're talking about you're
Janna,
talking about
yeah.
Janna right now.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna see the Abyssal Scepter coming up from I'm gonna see a
Ah.
gank coming in. Wukong comes in. Quinn's probably gonna be dead right now.
Yeah,
Can she deal
Quinn's
a
on the
little
other
bit more
side of
damage,
the
or is
map.
she gonna be escaping? No, that's Malzahar picking up the kill, and we're gonna see Hecarim and the rest of blue team running back. Well, we're gonna see Shen and Malphite with an engaged. Shen with a little bit of a lower health. Now he backs off, and a hook lands. Mahesh has been landing hook after hook this entire game.
Yeah, the one that he missed resulted in a kill for his own team, so that was kind of unfortunate. Quinn just going in and landing on the other side of the of his own team.
Exactly. Okay, so now we're gonna see Quinn almost finishing up that Infinity Edge. Sunfire Cape and a Spectre Call picked up from Shen. He's going for full tank right now. Well, we're gonna see possibly we can see a Glacial Shroud and a Giant's Belt with Pain Vest coming in from Malphite. Really wants all that armor to go for the entire game.
Yeah, he will be looking to build either a Frost Iceborne Gauntlet, I think it's called. Yeah, it's called an Iceborne Gauntlet or a Frozen Heart. He can build either of those two items, and he has that Giant's Belt for that early HP. Mazar, on the other hand, has completed his Rod of Ages, as well as he has an extra Ruby Crystal there and Doran's Ring. Whereas Ari, on the other hand, has completed her Abyssal Scepter. Since she has been dying quite a bit to Malzahar in the mid lane, not dying exactly, but yeah, she has been getting harassed, so she got an early bit of magic resist, as well as she has an amplifying tome. I think she'll be getting a Morellonomicon after this.
Exactly. So yeah, so we actually might see a Morellonomicon trying to stop all the health region coming in from the team. So let's look at the CS discrepancy right now. The only there seems to be a top lane CS advantage coming up from TTFU, while TTFU actually has the advantage on the bot lane with Graves with almost 20 CS ahead of Quinn.
Also an item lead, a huge item lead I must say, coming out from Hecarim right there. He has like two complete items over Wukong right now. Wukong just has a jungle item and his boots aren't even complete, so Wukong trailing heavily behind Hecarim in the jungle.
And again, Wukong has been giving off good ganks, especially that kill on Quinn, where Quinn had no means of escaping.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see another hook coming in from Mahesh? And he lands that one.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna see a teleport coming in from Malphite, the disengage coming up from, and the ult hits in, the Shen ult coming in as well. But we're gonna see a dead. Oh, but are we going to see anyone from TTFU dying to this right now? We're probably not. Shen grabs in and taunts Graves, but turns out that Malphite would take the turret aggro, and he walks out back in time. Malphite has a lot of armor right now. That made tanking turrets for him very easy. And we're gonna see Hecarim probably gonna go die, but he also wait just in time, only to be caught out by Oh, I'm gonna see Ari take the kill on Wukong like it was almost nothing. Um, well, Hecarim does go down though from the hands of Malzahar, and the and the hook misses, and we're gonna see a charm coming in, and Graves goes down from Ari with the Q and the auto attack, but Malphite does take the kill on Ari and starts beginning killing spree.
I think that was really well played by the red team at the beginning of all of this when Thresh managed to land a hook on Birdie right here. He has been getting his hook spot on, but again, Scarlet pulling off a really good ulti, pushing everyone back. But Malphite's flash and his unstoppable force, those two gap closes that he had, was too much for the red team, so they managed to pick up the kill. Then again, Hecarim just got stuck there clearing out a ward. I don't know for what reason when he knew that 5 people were there, but he still was trying to do that and he ended up dying.
Alright, so now we're gonna see, well, good input. So now we're gonna see GP going in for that dragon. Pretty easy dragon for them. Final hit goes to Shen, and they're gonna go move into the blue side of the jungle. They might go and attempt to take this blue away from TTFU right now. They just disabled the ward, so there's probably no vision coming up from TTFU right now, and Pew Pew goes away with the blue buff.
So things going right for Pew Pew in terms of objectives. They have been able to take the blue buff twice in a row as well as pick up 2 dragons right after that. So objective wise Pew Pew seems to be having a good time, but team fight wise I must say the purple team has been spot on. Their synergy has been really good and the way they are pushing together as a team has been far better than Pew Pew right now.
Exactly, but we're gonna see TTFU taking over that bottom lane turret right now. Wukong takes on the lantern, goes to safety, but does that mean that Graves will be safe as well? We see ults alive from Ari right now. As soon as he sees that Graves, there's gonna be an ult coming in. Ari just leads Graves off of the game. There goes Wukong. Mahesh with the hook, but that's not really gonna do anything. But then again, the minions are way too far back, so they can't really go for a bottom lane push.
Yeah, I think they heard when I said that they are not team fighting that well, and that was absolutely brilliant. The way that they
that was very good team fight.
Yeah, the way that they collapsed on the red team was pretty good.
Ali managing to moving on to that Malzahar right now, tries to take on that Hecarim. The hook comes in, and the lantern to save Malzahar just in time. A blind Q coming in from Ari expecting another opponent, but there seems to be no one there, and they're all going to recall and fall back.
Again, wonderful shield coming out from Jana, just saving Hecarim right there. Continuous trades going out on the top lane. Both of these tanks have the Sunfire cape, so it looks like it's an even bout right there. Both of them are slapping each other left, right, and center.
Exactly, but we're actually seeing a surprising amount of damage coming up from Malphite right now, especially with that blasting wand. It's obvious that he has invested more on offensive items right now.
Yeah. So yeah, item-wise, I think both the teams are kind of similar right now. Hecarim has not made that much progress after getting that early lead. Wukong, on the other hand, has caught up quite a bit. He has managed to pick up his boots of mobility, so he's been weaving around the jungle. He's been weaving around all of the map quite quickly. And then we have a ruby crystal right there. Thresh kind of got out.
And we're gonna see Janna trying to go get the attack. The ult comes in, totally disengages Thresh. Probably gonna go die, and we're gonna see Graves trying to take a kill up on. Oh, and the ult comes in. That's an easy kill for Quinn right there, and Quinn and Ari both make it out with a kill. We see a
Janna doing all the work right there. Janna setting up 2 kills beautifully for his team.
Exactly, I actually love the Janna plays coming up from the new meta right now. Season 5 has been very kind to Janna.
Yeah, and also the Janna players who have been not playing her quite a bit as of late have finally been able to enjoy Janna's kit since it's not been like she always has been a good support, but not many people actually utilized her full potential. But as of late, we have seen really good Janna players as well as players.
It's almost like after 4 years of League of Legends, people have finally realized how to play Janna properly.
At least in the ILG, that is. Or IGL, sorry.
Alright, so now we're going to see a middle lane push coming up from TTFU. That's a lot of health gone down, and we're going to see Janna coming up for an engage. Walks without fear
Okay.
in front of the entire team. Wow, and like comes up with the hook. There's a Shadow coming
Oh!
in, but Ari does get killed. That's a very, very miscalculated attempt coming up from Pew Pew right now. Are they, is Janna susceptible to another hook or more CC coming up their way? That's Malphite with a double kill. He's sitting pretty with 3 kills and 4 assists right now. Things are looking
That's
pretty
one
bad.
thing you shouldn't be doing, that is dying to Malphite right now, because he's already tanky and he'll be doing a lot more than Shen in the team fights if you ask me.
And there's the second tier turret going down for Pew Pew. That's their middle second tier turret gone down. 3 turrets for Team TTFU. They just evened up the turret count.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit forced by Ari. She didn't know that Thresh was right around the corner. She didn't have vision, but she decided to flash in and then try to charm someone. And she went face first into that beautiful Thresh hook, almost dying immediately thanks to Malja's snare. And then she baited Jana as well as I think that was Hecarim right there, and both of them managing to like burn their ults as well as just their lives in general.
Exactly. Pretty miscalculated attempt. I don't really understand why they actually went for that. They need to have more vision before they go into attacks like these.
Yeah.
There was literally no vision for Team Pew Pew right now on the opponent's side of the jungle, so they should not have gone for an engage that tough.
Yeah, and the purple team should really look to pick up that dragon again. Again, there's an invade on the blue buff coming in from the blue team.
But then
The
again,
purple team,
TTFU does catch it out with the ward,
yeah.
and so this is why they're actually going to go for the blue buff right now by themselves. We're going to see Ari taking away the blue buff, but he does get queued away. That's the Malphite wombo combo coming in. Ari tries to
Oh my
escape whatever
god,
she
that was
can.
beautiful.
That's Malzahar going down. So that's Malzahar taking down Hecarim. Are we going to see Ari being taken down as well? The Shen, the tank coming in. Lots of damage coming in from Ari and Shen though. Shen is so tanky right now during this part of the game. Are we going to see any sort of a kill happening? Quinn just takes down a double kill. And Shen misses that taunt, but is that going to be a kill for Graves? No, Ari takes over that kill. Is Shen going to go for that Malphite, but is too afraid to get in close? That is a 3-4 advantage for Team Pew Pew.
That was very well set up by Mahesh at the beginning when he managed to land that brilliant hook on Adi. But after that, after they burned all of their ults, a ton of damage coming out from the Malphite ult right there, and after they managed to burn out all of their ults, there was nothing much coming out from the purple team. That is why the team fight favored the blue team a bit since they had their cooldowns up. Graves didn't manage to hit anyone properly. That's why he didn't lay out that much of a
With the
damage.
dragon attempt, we're gonna see a teleport coming in. There's suddenly 3 people. There's 2 people on the side, and Malphite does take it over with the steal. Hecarim has to run for his life right now. But are we gonna see a kill for Wukong? And Wukong just dies out to Shen. We're gonna see Janna coming up with the knockup that does miss just in time. Mahesh with another brilliant hook onto Janna, but both teams do disengage. Malphite just went out with a dragon steal right there.
Yeah, so the first dragon giving them a nice boost to their APs as well as ADs with that buff. So that was a bit forced again by the purple team. I don't know why these two teams are like trying to force fights all around the map. That was quite justified since they both wanted the dragon, but the fights that have been happening, they are like quite hectic.
Exactly. There's been lots of forced fights happening, especially coming up from Team Pew Pew. They're really looking forward to closing that game because they do not want to reach that point where their tankiness is not going to mean anything compared to all the CC coming up from Team TTFU. Alright, so
Okay,
let's
at
look at
this
the builds
point,
right now. We see a
yeah.
DFG coming up from Ari, while we see a Leandri's Torment and a Rod of Ages coming up from Malzahar. We see a Bloodthirster and an Infinity Edge coming from Quinn. She's not looking on to building that attack speed at all, while we see a Static Shiv and an Infinity Edge coming up from Graves.
Quinn just straight out looks to burst anyone she faces right now with her passive as well as her insane amount of damage that she is dishing out thanks to the Bloodthirster as well as the Infinity Head. She can quite literally take out anyone. I think she can quite literally take out Graves with a single burst. Graves, on the other hand, has that bit of attack speed, so he'll be a bit more useful in the team fights if he can keep hitting. Okay, there's an ambush going on for the purple team looking to catch anyone off guard.
Exactly,
The
but they couldn't find anyone right now because the entire team is on the middle side of their, the entire Pew Pew is on the middle side of the map.
So on the blue team, we have Quinn who can literally one-shot Graves, as well as we have Ari who can also do the same. The DFG into the charm will be like that. That's a really high amount of damage that is coming out from Ari.
Exactly. Now we're gonna see Team TTFU looking up to catch someone from Granite with that brush. They're looking for a potential pick, while the entirety of the other team is actually really close by. The hook doesn't really land on anybody, but the Wukong ult hits. Ari gets the leader from the game. Graves takes the kill. The Shen ult comes in. And Shen does not come in though. And that is a 2 for nothing.
So both the teams having the same idea, but the purple team getting lucky there since Hari just went ahead and showed himself. So Mahesh missing the hook, but in the end the Malphite ulti landing on 2 people and they managed to pick up 2 really nice kills and they look to push towards the middle and get like at least 1 turret and also an inhib out of this.
Well, great. Well, that sounds great. Now we're gonna see a lot of aggression coming out from Quinn. That's a lot of damage coming out. The mid lane push is really strong coming on TTFU side. 31 minutes into the game, what do you think we're gonna see right now? Hecarim comes in up close, so does Popstar Ari. So are we gonna see an engage happening anytime soon, Defiance?
Following the current trend of the game, it looks like one team has to force another team into a fight. So I think that's what we're going to see in a few minutes again. The blue team is looking to push down the mid lane and get that second tier turret. And the purple team, on the other hand, are quite scattered. Graves there on the bot lane trying to farm up a bit of CS. Things near Baron going out, so I think they might be setting up a bait or they might be looking to do it right now. Okay, they're setting up a bait. And Thresh slowly walking towards the Baron pit. He just sweep that area. I think he ran out of words, that's why he used this lantern to scout the area. They're looking to go back and pick up a few more wards just to get a bit of vision.
I'm gonna see a Shurelia's pop coming up, essentially facing the mountain. The Malphite ult comes in, but none of the carries are actually caught up by the Malphite ult. Lots of damage coming up from both sides of the team. Wukong does come in with the ultimate. Lot of damage coming up from Quinn. Is Quinn gonna go and be able to catch up onto the thing and goes in, takes down both of the team members, but it's Ari coming up with the kill for Malphite. And wow, so we're gonna see a disengage coming. Thresh does want to go land onto that hook. Will Mukesh be able to do it again? Or is Jinx gonna stay close by and try to go for a kill? This is gonna be a kill onto Thresh. No, we're gonna see Wukong coming in for the attack. But then again, Quinn very good at kiting. That's gonna be a death. Quinn takes up the kill.
Very well played by Quinn in the end. 2v1, managing to keep his cool, and that's why he has Birdie in his name because he's such a good Quinn player. So that first pick Quinn.
I know how to play Quinn now just by watching this guy play Quinn.
Even I thought that, but I went into a normal game and I tried playing Quinn and I got absolutely wrecked. So.
I played Quinn wrong the entire time. I kept building Blade of the Ruined King with her, and Mahesh with a beautiful, beautiful hook coming up just in time. That's gonna be Quinn going down to Malzahar. Oh no, the Shen ult comes in, saves that Quinn, who would have definitely been in danger of dying.
Yeah, but I think she was safe. But that was a clutch ult, so you never know. The Leandris was burning through her HP.
Exactly, and the damage from Malzahar does last an insane amount of time. It lasts just as long as a shroom from Teemo, and we know how much we hate those shrooms. We're gonna see PPU going for a dragon right now, while TTFU is making a way for that Baron. Looking for that push. They want to end this game.
Yeah, Dragon versus Baron. 3 stacks of Dragon versus Baron. Which do you think is more stronger right now?
Actually, at this point in the game, both teams picked up whatever they needed because TTFU really wants to go for the push and finish the game, while Pew Pew really wants to go win the game in terms of team fight. So both of them really got what they needed the most. It's just that one should not have let the other have the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, we are at a stalemate right now. No one knows what to do. Both of these teams have insane wave clear. Unless they manage to get a pick out of the other team, I don't think they will be able to push. The red team, whereas the red team lanes, both the bot lane as well as the top lane are pushing for the red team, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. The minions are definitely on the side for the red team right now. They're grouped as five, and they're probably gonna go hit up that bottom lane with just the bot lane Quinn and Janna.
There are
Janna
no
goes and picks
wards.
out Wukong. Would this spell Doom? We're not gonna see a turret dive coming in. A teleport comes in from Shen to provide that provide that bottom lane support. And now are we gonna see a push coming up from TTFU with that Baron buff?
They should most definitely push since the new Baron buff just empowers your minions and they deal like a really good amount of damage to the turrets. So they should be looking to push rather than roaming into the jungle and like wasting their buff. Ex
Exactly
Captain
what they're
also
doing right
looking to
now,
go
though.
back.
As we see
Yeah,
Malphite going back, Thresh is gonna go back as well. So is Graves. All of them are probably just gonna go back, buy some items, and go ahead and start getting on some damage. Also Malzahar back, so the only person who hasn't back yet after having Baron buff is Wukong right now.
yeah.
Let's
They
look at
need
the
to
items.
realize.
We just seen Rabadon's Death Cap being picked up by Malzahar. That's gonna be tons of damage coming in. While the other two needlessly large rod items being picked up by Ari with that Deathfire Grasp and the Zanya's Hourglass. We see a
A
Spirit
quick
Visage
silver
and a Wits End
slash.
coming up from Shen. So this is a very aggressive, this is a pretty offensive Shen that we're looking at, building up on that attack speed and all that magic resist. Um, Probably does not want Malzahar to do like too much damage on Malphite on Shen right now. Shen
Yeah.
does have that Sunfire cape for that extra armor, but do you think Shen needs more armor right now in the game? Looking at how fed Graves is right now.
Well, I think a Thornmail would not be a bad choice this point into the game, but yeah, he could have gone for much better items like Randuin's or even a GA at this point of time. But speaking of items, I see Hari with the Quicksilver Sash. I think that's quite an unnecessary investment if you ask me, because it builds into Mercurial Scimitar, which is an AD item, so it won't help out Ari that much. I think just with the Zanya's Hourglass, she should be safe from the Malza ult, but
Well, the
yeah,
other
she
thing is,
decided to
if
pick
she
it up
does get
nonetheless.
CC'd out, she won't have anything from the QSS to help her. Whoa, and I was a little confused as to what happened to the situation, but no, I actually understand the QSS coming from Ari. She does not want to get caught out by all the CC. In spite of the fact that she does have Azanias, she does not. If you're actually in CC, you can't really use the Azanias to pop yourself to stop yourself from getting damage.
Yeah, but if you are that ahead to get CC'd, you are dead anyways. So I don't see the point of getting a Quicksilver Sash, especially on a
Exactly, and
AP
Banshee's
carry.
Veil could have worked as well. That would have given a lot
Yeah,
of health stats as well for Ari.
and
Right
she
now,
could have gone for a needless with the same
yeah,
amount of gold that she spent on it. So yeah,
Ari's actually sitting pretty right now with probably what is the most amount of kills right now in the game with 8 and 6 assists. She's actually second with the most gold right now, with the most gold going over to Graves. But for Pew Pew right now, Ari's the one who has the most amount of gold. In spite of TTFU having Graves who has the most amount of gold in the game, we're looking at a few like just a little less than 1,000 in terms of gold difference coming up from Pew Pew right now. So they do have the slight gold advantage, and they do have one extra turret um, above TTFU right now.
it's a really close game going on in here. But I think as the game progresses into that 45-50 minute mark, I think the purple team do have a slight advantage over the blue team right now. The items that are coming out for the purple team are far more effective than those that are coming out in the blue team.
Yes, and now we're looking at once again. I did not anticipate. I anticipated a short game coming up from these teams right now, but both of them are turtling and holding back and trying to see if the other team actually makes a mistake. But both of them have been playing without making too many mistakes throughout the entire game. A few miscalculated attacks coming up from Team Pew Pew right now for the entire game. But now we're going to see them being a little bit more composed, a lot more defensive. And Shen just paused the teleport for that top turret defense. And we're going to see a hook coming up from Mahesh, but that does catch Shen. Thresh doesn't want to have anything to do with it. The Howling Gale missing from Janna. The Thresh Lantern coming to provide all that extra vision. The Charm misses on Malphite from Ari, and that's a lot of trades happening, but not really any damage.
Yeah, both of these teams holding back on the trigger. Let's see who will pull the trigger first. Well, I think at this in like congested spaces, I think the purple team has a big advantage over the blue team because Ari depends on mobility to deal damage, and the more congested the space is, the more limited Ari is to making her plays. And Shen just distracting the whole team, whereas the other three just go and start the dragon. I think they'll be able to pick it up without any real contest. And there you
Let's
go, the
talk
fourth
about Dragon right now. A lot of Dragon pressure coming up from Team PP right now. They have 4 Dragon stacks right now. They're literally one more Dragon stack away from going Super Saiyan. That's gonna be really bad for Team TTFU right now.
Yeah.
If they manage to get the 5th Super Saiyan Dragon.
Yeah, compared, like, let's talk about the buffs for a while. The red team decided to go for the Baron buff, whereas the blue team decided to go for the Dragon buff. The Dragon buff is a permanent stack, whereas the Baron buff is not. So I think the red team forgot about that and they roamed around in the jungle a bit too much without applying much pressure and just using that buff to give their own buffs to the minions and just making them push the lane.
Exactly, and after tons of action, we're going to see a pause coming in, this time being called by Aegis Lotus. It's been 35 minutes since we've seen a pause. How much did you miss this pausing screen right now, Defiance?
I did not miss it at all.
Neither did I.
Yeah, but they decided to remind us that how wonderful the pause is in this game.
Exactly, and now we're going to see Quinn complaining on the Thresh hooks right now. Thresh has been on point. Mahesh with those amazing Thresh hooks. What do you have to say about Mahesh's hooks right now? I think they're pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, like I said, when Mahesh picked Thresh, he has been playing Thresh quite a bit in this tourney. So yeah, that's his comfort champion. And if you decided to install up with Thresh, you better, show some really good hooks. Yeah, he has been doing that, and he has been living up to to the expectations. So yeah, that's really well played by Mahesh.
Alright, so we're gonna see the game being come up onto a resume again. We're seeing Shen and Wukong hovering over that mid lane. Ari, Hecarim, and Quinn are gonna join just in a little bit more time. The blue buff gets picked up. That goes out to Malzahar. And are we gonna see a pick right now coming up from? Oh, we're not. That's a Shen. And both teams are just disengaging right now. The hook onto Janna misses.
Okay, so this looks to be like the final fight that we have all been waiting for 42 minutes into the game. Which team looks to go in first and just go for it? We have a four dragon stacked up team, whereas I don't think that red team should really be looking for a fight right now. But it looks like the blue team looks to collapse on the enemy team.
All right then. So Alright, so we're gonna see a little bit of a brushing coming in. The charm misses, and Shen does get hooked inside. A W coming up from. Oh, I'm gonna see Hecarim coming in with the ult. Doesn't really hit anyone in the team. Malphite does get 3 members of the enemy team. We're gonna look at Shen coming up from the backside. It's a very long team fight. No one's dying just yet, and now we're gonna see the first casualty. That's gonna be Hecarim going down by Grace, but we're gonna see Ari taking away 3 kills. Right out of nowhere. When did that happen?
Insta triple coming
out
the
Ari
mall.
Gonna get killed again, but she does pop the Zanyas from Wukong. Is she gonna hold on to that life right now? That is a 1-for-4, 1-for-5 ace. That is a very big advantage coming for Pew Pew. Could they make this into game right now? all all of them are
I
pretty
think they
much
can
down for the next
actually.
half a minute. We're gonna see how
That's
fast
a
they push this game.
Yeah, that's an unofficial quadra coming out from Ari. Very well played. So after the initial burst of the red team, there's nothing much that they can do, as we have seen earlier near that blue buff fight that they had. So not much damage coming out from the from the purple team right there. So in the end, they managed to lose that team fight,
User
and
disconnected
the
from your
blue team
channel.
looking to end the fight, end the game right here. And I think they should be able to do it
Exactly,
quite
and we're looking
comfortably.
at the first inhibitor turret going down. Thresh does come in with the pro hooks, but are we gonna see an attack coming up from... Oh, and this is gonna be the second inhibitor turret
User
going
left your
down.
channel.
This might actually be game if they manage to kite it out in time. Are we gonna see a dead Thresh? Yes, we are, but then we're gonna see Ari going down as well, and that's actually game. The game goes on to Team Pew Pew, the team that made it out from the amateurs. Went ahead and beat TTFU. Good game.